All right, guys, I just got back. I picked up a laptop from a guy named Alex at Embry Riddle, and it's a HP Pavilion, kind of a entry level gaming laptop. And kind of the reason I wanted it was because you could open up the bottom of it and get to stuff inside the laptop. If you saw my video the other day about the Dell that I thought was a great computer until I realized they buried the BIOS battery. Um, I was looking for another laptop for a couple of reasons because one, I've got the laser engraver, I can't use it in here, and I really don't have an easy way to run the USB cord far enough to the laser engraver to get it to work. And they seem to say that the laser engravers don't perform well over Wi-Fi. You can get some artifacting in the cutting or engraving process. So um, you really want it to be hooked up directly. So that was why I dug out that other laptop yesterday, and then it didn't want to work. And to dig out one of my other older laptops, and I had to clear out a whole bunch of stuff so I could actually put the software on there. And so I saw this on OfferUp earlier and contacted Alex, and I went over to the college and bought it from him. So we're going to take it and we're going to go ahead and put Windows 10 Enterprise on it. I don't want Windows 11. He reset it and everything, and it's great. But like, what I don't want is a Microsoft account. Um, I want, because with Rufus you can have Windows 10 without a Microsoft account. I just want a local account on it. I'll leave it unlocked. Anybody that wants to use it can use it. It's not a problem. If I wanted the kids to use it or something, it wouldn't be a big deal. So let's go grab the. I'm just going to use the one that's identified itself as a Dell. You can call it whatever you want. Um, I think so. When you use Rufus, Rufus will ask you some questions. Let me show you what that kind of looks like. But all right, so we probably just go over to that monitor there, and let me see. I'm gonna pull up Rufus on here. So Rufus is my favorite to use to burn bootable USB sticks. And if I want to change the name of what this computer is going to be named, I would have to redo the whole Windows boot disk, believe it or not. There's a new version. I don't care. I don't want it. Here's our disk. And then we come over here. Let me zoom in maybe a little bit. I should have actually just did this with OBS Studio. I could have put a webcam out front, filmed myself, and did all that. I've got to try and do a little bit more stuff with filming. So we will go into our downloads and find where the last copy downloaded of Windows is. And here it is. So we'll click open, and then you can set it up where if you're gonna do like a bunch of stuff, you change your partitioning scheme to MBR. The target system is BIOS or UEFI, and that allows you to just kind of use it on old stuff and new stuff. You can actually install Windows 11 on old Windows XP machines. There's totally ways to do that. So here it says, customize Windows installation. Create a local account with the username, whatever you choose to put here. Set regional options to the same value as this user's. Disable data collection. Skip the privacy questions. Disable BitLocker automatic device encryption, which is something that they do a lot. So, we would just call this HP or something. We'll just call it HP. And go there and do that. And it'll take a while. But I'd rather do this now, change the name, and have, like, you know, some name that makes sense. Because, like, I was using it for a while and it was said i7 7800X or i5 8400 because those are the two other computers. And I had like 5 other computers with that same name that don't even have that hardware on them. So, or, you know, you can change it to where it just says PC. But it's basically naming your local account for you. I don't really know how many minutes it takes, but I would say at least 20 minutes, I think. And this computer has 32 gigabytes of RAM in it. It's the DDR3 low voltage. We have an i7 6700K and really old ass graphics cards to run my 4 monitors. So if we were to pull up a resource monitor, Control Delete, we would end up with 8.54% CPU usage. It is using 26% of the memory and 25% of the disk. When we bring this over here, I think we can stretch it out a little bit and it'll show a little bit more information. It is saying Rufus is transferring at 8.8 megabits per second to the disk. So, and in this computer should be nothing but SSDs, where Rufus, not Rufus, but my file is. So, there is a 1.5 terabyte, I think, spinning drive in here where I keep my photos. But we have like a Silicon Power 512 gigabyte SSD for Windows here. And I think this computer has still got the other drive for Ubuntu Studio. So, but anyway, you can kind of, you know, see at 7.5 megabits per second transfer, it's not real fast. And you can see here, we are only at 13%, so you know we'll be here for a while. So, it is almost 9:30. So, I'll let you know when it's done.